Lesson 7. Speed. Speed is defined by the Oxford Dictionary as the rate of movement or action, the rate at which somebody or something moves or travels. Speed is also a fulfillment attribute that will have an immediate impact on the price of your goods or service or information, and the value of your company or the value translated to your customer, which will ultimately impact the value of your company. So we have, let's say, two identical products that are delivered by mail. One takes 1 week to arrive, the other only takes 1 day to arrive. It's a no-brainer as to who is creating the greatest value per the service. So suppose that this is a scenario that the customer didn't need, or suppose there was a scenario in which a customer did not need the product for another 3 to 4 weeks from now. So would the product that arrives within 1 day be just as valuable? The answer is yes. Here's why. There's a lot that can take place between 3 to 4 weeks. So there is a greater risk that the product may not arrive on time or at all when given such a large window for fulfillment. Therefore, the product that arrives in 3 to 4 weeks or even on 1 week may have less value than the product that arrives in 1 day, even if they are identical products. So for those of you that should be delivering physical products, being mindful of supply chain issues, especially if the product is being shipped from outside of the country. Reducing fulfillment risk for your customer and especially your company is crucial. This is most often mitigated through speed. When two items are identical and one may be fulfilled significantly faster than the other, the only way to counter this is through either pricing, quality, and in some cases, packaging combos. It may be worth waiting longer for a greater quality product, and may be worth paying a higher price for a greater quality product. However, if the quality is not better, the value is suppressed, or at least per the customer's perspective. But how much more valuable is the high quality product or service or information that may be made available faster than the industry standard? So if you can deliver something that the customer will actually love, it's of high quality, and it's valuable, you create value for your customer. If people are willing to pay higher prices today for higher quality furniture scheduled to arrive within 68 weeks, literally twice as long as the average furniture store, imagine the value that you could deliver if you could provide the exact same high quality furniture within the same time frame as the average furniture store does. So if the average furniture store takes 3 to 4 weeks, and let's say something like Resto takes 6 to 8 weeks, what if you can deliver Resto quality but in 3 to 4 weeks? That's the point I'm making. You would really score big with your customers. How many times have we read the community newspaper and seen builders that have run into this issue? Rather than building with locally sourced high quality materials, which would ultimately reduce the risk of the entire project, they attempt to build 7 or 8 houses at once using nearly all materials that require international shipping at far cheaper prices with questionable delivery timelines and material quality as well. What happens is that things spiral out of control quickly. All it takes is for 3 or 4 major components of the project to get tied up internationally, and the so-called builder has 8 incomplete houses and very upset customers. If everything else is built upon these 3 or 4 major components, you can see how easily things could become wildly out of control. So in this case, instead of being greedy and an attempt to earn wider margins on cheaper materials, usually of lower quality or standard, with questionable international delivery dates, the builder should have sought to build a higher quality home for their client with far less risk and variance. Even if the builder told the client up front that the house would cost more to build, but here's all the risk that they could avoid by going this route, most people would understand and agree to those terms. It wouldn't be a deal breaker. Now, going domestic does not mean that you are 100% eliminating risk. However, what should be the function of going local is decreasing risk while increasing the quality of materials and, most of all, speed. I can assure you that the value in the eyes of the client is much more if the project can be completed on time as opposed to dealing with the stress of uncertainty and poor quality products that may not perform well or may have to be returned, and a greater all-around risk and incalculable expenses, including time. You want to deliver the following to your customer: high quality products, services, and information with reduced risk, speed, which ultimately reduces risk, meaning in which you deliver these services, these products, or this information quickly. Even if you have to establish higher prices up front, the pros far outweigh the consequences of not being able to complete fulfillment at or exceeding customer expectations. Amazon's unspoken certainty. This is why Amazon shines in physical delivery of international products. Having the ability to store the hot sellers at local fulfillment centers creates the illusion that things are arriving quickly from other countries. Rather, Amazon has already taken the customer experience into consideration and made these items available for you locally, sometimes with same-day delivery. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Learn from some of the best. This is the end of Module 1. Thank you. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed establishing the groundwork for your idea. You think you can handle it? Good, because we're just getting started. So strap on your seatbelt and let's get ready to rock and roll in Module 2.